This is Golden Freddy. I call him Fredbear though, cause we're totally friends like that. We're chill, we call each other by our first names. A couple years ago, the first theory video I ever made was about Golden Freddy, and my claim was that MatPat did a really bad job arguing for his theory that Fredbear contained two spirits, FNAF 4's Bite Victim and the missing child, Cassidy. And I still agree with this conclusion. MatPat almost never does a good job arguing for FNAF theories, so this shouldn't be a surprise. This theory, Golden Duo, has become more and more popular over the years, and is now the community consensus on Fredbear, so I figure I should revisit the topic. I now believe the theory. Most of it has to do with the logbook. The security logbook, nicknamed the survival logbook by Michael Afton, I've always wanted to do that joke in a video, is a guidebook for night guards surviving their first week on the job. I own my own copy, though in the future I'd like to have a backup copy to keep free of notes and scribbles, and a third copy to set on fire. We are lucky enough to get Michael Afton's hand-me-down copy, and Michael was lucky enough to get a logbook with a ghost in it. Scratch that, at least one ghost. Faded text writes clues all throughout the book, some of which are the words, "my name," and they all correlate with strange numbers which form a cipher that, when deciphered in the word search, gives us the name Cassidy, the name of this ghost and the name of the missing child who possessed Fredbear. However, there's one problem. These clues seem like they're directed at Michael, but Cassidy also seems to be speaking to FNAF 4's Crying Child. And Michael can't be the bite victim, so Cassidy has to not be speaking to Michael. Luckily, the feelings about tonight's shift sections at the end of each night of the logbook feature odd details. On nights 4 and 5, we get a total of 4 hidden messages. I can't see, it was for me, I can hear sounds, and I'm scared. This altered text isn't from Cassidy, at least it's not from her perspective, so we may have found our second spirit in the logbook that Cassidy is talking to. The argument goes that Michael doesn't respond to Cassidy's clues, but the altered text, the bite victim, is responding to what Cassidy is saying. It was for me is a clear response to the party was for you, and I can't see is a response to what do you see, and so on. And by and so on, I mean that's it. Those are the only two examples that even kind of work. It's been claimed that I can hear sounds as a response to either is this song familiar to you or does he still talk to you, and if we're dealing with the crying child here, I'm scared could be a response to literally anything. This kid would piss and shit his shirt and pants if a shadow on the wall looked at him funny. This theory is extremely weak. It is also a core premise to the Evan theory, which now you can see why I bullied the name Evan so hard in the plushie video. More importantly, why would these two spirits be communicating in Michael's logbook if neither of them were there to talk to him? If they're spirits, they can just have a conversation. They don't need to leave physical messages to one another like two middle school kids who sit at the same desk on different class periods. Writing in someone's book when you're not there to talk to them would not only be a huge plot contrivance, it'd be straight up rude. Super inconsiderate to Michael. Which brings me to my 3 main gripes with MatPat's video, outside of the things that he didn't address. The altered text responding to the faded text is an extremely weak theory. Even if it were true, 2 spirits in the logbook does not equate to 2 spirits in Golden Freddy. And the Stitch Wraith having 2 spirits in it, which MatPat brings up in his video, also does not prove anything, as neither the logbook nor the Stitch Wraith are Fredbear stand-ins. I still kind of agree with these objections. At the very least, I see where I was coming from. But I think I was just coming at it from the wrong angle, and so was MatPat. There are objections to Cassidy speaking to Michael which are mic victim neutral. For example, Cassidy asks, "Do you remember your name?" but Michael writes his name in the beginning of the book. This could be referring to last names, but that would probably be specified if that's what she was asking. The spirit asking, "Do you have dreams?" on a page wherein the night guard is already asked that same question by the logbook would be a little redundant if they were both asked to the same person. Finally, Cassidy appears to be getting information somehow throughout the book. Her first clue is a vague question, "What do you remember?" And her questions get more specific until her last clue is a direct statement that she knows who she's talking to. The party was for you. But Michael isn't answering any of her questions, so how is she learning more about the other entity? They must not be Michael. As for the other points, yeah, we're not even going to touch the Stitch Wraith in this video. Based on the stories, touching the Stitch Wraith has typically not been a pleasant experience. But I do think I was approaching that argument wrong as well. Jake and Andrew are Bite Victim and Cassidy stand-ins, so both the Stitch Wraith epilogues and the logbook are further examples of Cassidy and the Bite Victim as a duo, 2 characters with intertwined fates. And that connection between the 2 characters is a strong base for the theory that both of them possess Fredbear, but it's not definitive proof. For proof, Let's look back to the logbook. One of my other problems is, who can't see? One of the altered text clues is I can't see, but that's weird no matter who it's talking about. If it's Cassidy writing statements for Mike to agree with on a scale of 1 to 10, like some theorists assert, Mike would not be able to respond at all if he couldn't see. Same thing with if she was asking this question, a visual question, to a spirit who couldn't see. This is a detail that doesn't seem to make sense under any commonly believed theory, and I kept banging my head against the wall trying to make sense of it until I came to a really obvious realization. What if the spirit, claiming not to be able to see, really just can't see? Think about those lines again. I can't see, I'm scared, I can hear sounds. To me, this sounds like a spirit that recently died, who isn't used to being a ghost, isn't used to possessing a body, and is scared. What if these notes are ending up in the logbook accidentally? They're a ghost, but they don't have control over their own power, and they end up accidentally changing text in a security handbook. Look again at the word search. Yes, the name Cassidy is hidden here, and we know that to be the name of the missing child possessing Fredbear, but more clues are hidden in the form of altered text. Who are you, and what is your name? This is what I believe proves the altered text is the second spirit. Yes, this is a similar question to one that Cassidy asks, but this time it's on a page where Cassidy reveals her name. It 100% reads like a conversation. Who are you and what is your name were asked first in altered text, and then Cassidy revealed her name in the word search in which those questions were asked. This theory actively excites me for two reasons. One, this answers two major roadblocks. The first being the altered text being unable to see, and the second being the rhetorical question I asked earlier. Why would these two spirits be communicating in Michael's logbook if neither were there to talk to him? Well, now we have an answer. The first spirit, the altered text, the bite victim, was writing in it by accident, and the second spirit, the faded text, Cassidy, is there to talk to the first spirit. Two, this seems to confirm that these are both spirits in Fredbear. Let me explain. The phrase "it's me" appears in the word search over and over in the form of altered text, with "it's me" obviously being the catchphrase of Golden Freddy. And if the altered text is Golden Freddy, and Cassidy is Golden Freddy, but Cassidy isn't the altered text, then there must be two spirits. Here, Cassidy is separated from the spirit using "it's me" over and over again, broken and distorted, lost, scared, confused. This is the bite victim and Cassidy meeting again in the afterlife. This makes sense given that Golden Freddy's "it's me" was always an element that worked best under Golden Freddy being Mike's younger brother, calling out to his older brother, the one who killed him, but also the one who he knows is releasing the spirits of the children. The words have a lot of meaning under this theory, and if Fredbear is just Cassidy, then the words have almost no meaning. Which isn't exactly evidence, but it's something at least. So if Fredbear does in fact have two spirits, "it's me" being attributed to the bite victim makes sense. And that really appears to be what's going on here. In conclusion, if there are two spirits in the logbook, then there are two spirits in Golden Freddy. And there are almost definitely two spirits in the logbook. We know this because of the signs of a conversation, not in the feelings about tonight's shift section, but in the word search. Oh, hold on, I'm getting a call from Fredbear. Hold up.
We know who our friends are, and you are not one of them.
Bad news, guys. Golden Freddy and I are not friends. Wow, that sure was another epic theory video. As always, let me know what you guys think. Man, I really should use this end space for something. There's so much real estate on this screen, and it would perfectly fit, like, a list of names of super awesome people. I'll worry about that in the future. If you enjoyed this video, share it at people. Not with people, at people.